Adeea.com, no D, Adeea R. Rogers, ROGERS.com/10AT10. AdeeaRRogers.com/10AT10. I have caught up and put up all of the past scopes on that page. So if you don't have any plans this weekend, or it starts raining or what have you, you can just sit on that page and watch all of my scopes. They are at least an hour long, so you can binge watch the 10 at 10s. I talk about everything from purpose to productivity to natural hair and all subjects in between. A lot of it has to do with purpose, because I'm known as the purpose pusher. I push people towards their purpose. It is my life's goal to help at least, I actually record mine on via Google Hangout. That's how I do mine. It is my life's goal to help at least 1,000 people discover, develop, and deploy their purpose. That is my life's goal and my life's mission. Yes, there's some good stuff in those scopes. So be sure to go to AdeeaRRogers.com/10AT10. It's not really on my website in terms of, you can't click through the menu bar and find it, because it's only for my special scopers. It's for the people that actually take time to either watch the replay or sit here with me like you live and go through these 10 at 10s. So be sure, take a screenshot. Ayana just put it up for you. AdeeaRRogers.com/10AT10. So be sure to do that so you can watch all of my previous scopes and watch this one again if you want to as well. All right, so today's scope is dedicated to a member of my squad and a very, very special person to a lot of us here on Periscope, and that is Naptural Nicole Waters. I'm not sure. You may want to exit out and come back in. We'll still be here, I promise. We're not going anywhere. So if you didn't know, if you haven't been on Periscope all day, well, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but it's okay. But today marked the day that Nicole Waters left her job, and she did it sort of live. Well, she didn't. She did it live on Periscope. And yes, Nicole Scoper, we know her as Scoper. If you haven't been privy to watching her scopes, exposing yourself to any of her content, you are missing a treat. You are missing getting your entire life. So I would highly, highly suggest that you do that. As soon as we get out of this scope, go and follow Naptural, Naptural, Nicole. She is amazing. So anyway, today marks the day, and we've been waiting for it. Those of us that are part of her tribe and her community, we've been waiting for it. Her rich friends, we've been waiting for it. I think based on what I sensed, I don't know that this is fact, but yes, monetizethyself.com. What I sense is that kind of this week and her time away, she went to a hotel to kind of work on some things. I think that, and then yesterday she was supposed to have a meeting and it got pushed back or postponed, or he didn't come, he didn't show up or didn't call her. I think that sort of not exasperated, but just increased the urgency of what had already been placed in her heart and in her spirit to do. So I am totally here for what she did today. And so my scope, tonight's 10 at 10, is dedicated to the lessons that I learned that I wanted to share with you all as a result of just watching her journey so far. For some of us, we've known her for a little while, and to see what has happened in, I would say, less than 60 days, and how this time right here on Periscope has really been a defining moment in her life literally, because I think that this was a serious catalyst for her being able to exit her job. She had already mentioned to me that that was in her plans and in her goals, but I think her intentionality and her strategic use of Periscope just propelled that forward at such a crazy level for her. And so I think that there are life lessons that we can learn from that, whether or not leaving our employment is our ultimate goal or not. I think that there are purpose-filled lessons that we can learn from all that Naptural Nicole has gone through and has experienced over the last few days, especially today. And I really wanted to affirm, yes, only 60 days. I think she's been up here a little bit less than 60 days. I want to say she maybe has been up here between 45, 50, 55 days, maybe. It's been less than 2 months. And I mean, when I say blown up. And so I also want to affirm the fact that a lot of us are also considered early adopters when it comes to this particular type of technology, when it comes to Periscope. And I know now some of us are also getting on Blab. And when you are early adopters, one of the main things that happen, and this is not one of the life lessons, but this is good for you all to know too, when you are early adopters and when you are intentional about figuring out how certain things can fit into your business or your brand life, it allows you to become an expert and set aside your niche on that particular platform. So I think with some of us on Periscope and the fact that we are up here and we were up here early, that it's going to be easier for us to build our audience. Yes, absolutely, we set the tone as well. And so we're the ones that people tend to look toward. And that's why a lot of the content on Periscope is geared the way it's geared. People obviously will still be able to come in and create their own type of content, but the early adopters have chosen to use it as a platform to share business practices, marketing strategies, social media strategies, really establishing themselves as experts in whatever their particular niche is. And I really feel like Naptural Nicole has just been the example, and she says that she's the example in the Coin Collective, and she truly is when it comes to things like this. So she's probably out celebrating. I know I would be if I were her on a day like today. So y'all just shout her out maybe on Twitter and let her know that we are loving on her and we're talking about her, because she really is an example. And again, like I said, even if quitting your job isn't your ultimate goal, in terms of really, really living out your purpose, she is an amazing example of what it is to do that. And so all of my lessons, I think if you will just open your mind and your heart and really think about how it can apply to your life, wherever you are and wherever you want to go, you will find some things, some nuggets that you can grab a hold on to in what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay? All right, so let's go. The number one lesson, or well, it's not the number one, but the first lesson that I learned from Naptural Nicole and just watching her is you can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and in your decision. If you watched her scope today, she was talking to her supervisor and exiting from her now past employer. She was very, very gracious. She was very friendly, very nice, very polite, respectful, whatever you want to call it. But she was also extremely confident in her decision and in what she is going to do for herself and what she brings to the table. Yeah, she absolutely was fierce. And when you're confident in yourself, fierceness just oozes from every pore of your every orifice that you have. So I think a lot of times people feel like, especially when they may leave their place of employment, that they have to be all, cowered down and apologize and doing all of those things when they leave their job. No, she didn't do any of those things. She stood tall in her truth, and yes, and then offered him a job and saying, you can come work for me someday, because give me about 6 months, and I may become looking for you. So sometimes we really do, and even as women, I think we feel like we have to shy away, or we have to minimize who we are. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that too. um I think, like, we have to diminish who we are in order to make people feel comfortable, and we don't have to do that. You can be gracious, you can be kind, but at the same time be confident in who you are. So that was the first lesson that I learned from Naptural Nicole, watching this entire process. Number two is that pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Pursuing your purpose creates urgency. So if you watch the whole scope, when she couldn't get up with him, like, you could literally see, I felt like she was going like this. And it's because she realized, hey, how are you? Like, she was like, you're keeping me from my purpose. You're keeping me from doing what I really need to do. You're holding me back. And it created that urgency, almost a sense of panic in a good way in her, because she was like, I gotta do this, because I gotta quit, I gotta go, I gotta go. And I find the same thing. I have the exact same feeling. So that's why I know that I'm in the right lane, because I could, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. I really can feel that when you know that you're supposed to be doing something, when you feel something in your heart and you know it's the path that you're supposed to be on, and that you know that this is what God has called you to do, and you know this is where you're supposed to go, like, it does create a sense of urgency. And that's why she was like, that's okay, I'm gonna call him on this number, I'm gonna call him on that number. That's why she was like, I cannot stop until I do this. And what was really very, very telling, it was almost like a social experiment. So I absolutely love this, to see people's reaction to her doing that. And they were like, no, do it privately. Maybe it's God saying that, it's not time, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, people, the broadcast was full, so I couldn't really comment. But what I really wanted to say was, that's why you're where you are right now. That's why you're stuck. Your attitude right there is exactly why you're stuck. They were so annoying. They were so annoying. But it didn't, like, he couldn't answer the phone, but it didn't change the fact that she needed to do that in that moment. And I think a lot of times people view certain things like that, like, oh, that's a sign that you shouldn't do it. That's a sign that, maybe God is saying not. No, because there are other forces out there as well. So you can't just, always think that when something like that happens, that it's a sign that you shouldn't go forward. Absolutely. And that's actually my number 3 lesson that I learned from her. When it's time, it's time. When it's time, it's time. Like, there's nothing else. And you cannot allow other people and their discomfort to sway you. You cannot allow people and their discomfort to sway you, because if she would have listened and looked at all of those comments, she probably would have stopped. She probably would have been like, oh, well, I'll just wait till tomorrow or whatever. No, she needed to be done with that job by close of business today. And she was determined. When you know it's time, it's time. And that's even how I feel when I have been toying with, ask who what. Right. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. I'm just reading your comments right now. Sometimes you can overstay your welcome. Absolutely, yes. When it's time, it's time. So for me, you know, I have been really thinking about it. And most of the time when I think about quitting my job, it is when I am frustrated and, you know, it's time to go. This time I was mildly frustrated, but honestly, I heard God speak. And so that's why I know that it's time. And it's just a matter of me doing one of the things I'm going to talk about on this list here to make an exit plan. So for Nicole, she knew when it was time, it was time. Yes, absolutely. And I'm doing the exact same thing. And that's why pursuing your purpose creates this urgency, because I'm leaving money on the table every day. Every day I'm leaving money on the table. I know I am. And she knew the same thing, that she was leaving money on the table every day to make money for someone else. And for her, that is not something she wanted to do. For her, that is not something she wanted to do. That's not everyone's story. That's not everyone's desire. So, I mean, you have to look at you and your situation. But for her, that was not something that she wanted to do. All right. So the number 4 lesson that I learned from Naptural Nicole is when it's time, other people will sense it too. Because if she recounted Simon's response to her, and he said, well, if that's, y'all know, do me a favor and share. I appreciate it. Hi. Hey, the woman of the hour is in the building. Yes, this entire scope, my 10 at 10 is all about you. All about you. Let's give her lots and lots of hearts and love and say hey, and we love her. Say congratulations. I'm gonna give you a minute or two to do that, like for real. Absolutely. This is all about her. So anyway, while people are giving you love, Nicole, I literally learned so much from just watching your journey over the past few weeks, months, how long I've known you. And then I just learned so much from today. And so I wanted to share it with people, primarily because of some of the comments that I was reading, and I couldn't comment because the broadcast was full. And I was sitting there like, oh. So then I was like, okay, let me get on my scope and tell these people what for and why I feel like she did what she did, the way she did it, how she did it. So yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. And we're on number 4, and that is when it's time, others will sense it too. Because when Nicole, after she got off the phone, she stated, recounted back what her supervisor said to her, and was like, why are you here? This is your purpose. You should absolutely do this. I'm jealous of you. Like, I mean, like, really, I wish I could probably have the courage, the guts, the wherewithal, the plan to do exactly what you're doing. So when it is time to pursue your purpose, when it is time, other people will sense it. For me, when I started doing some things regarding my purpose and walking in my purpose, confirmation came from all sorts of sources, like all sorts of sources I knew, sources I didn't know. You can watch the call on her scope, and I think she put it on her Facebook page as well. So you can go to Monetize Thyself on Facebook and see it. Yeah, I know it's a blur, but it was so amazing. Like, I was here for all of it. And I do think that there are, whether or not leaving full-time employment is our goal or not, there are life lessons that we can learn, because a lot of us are not even pursuing our purpose simply because of the fear. We're allowing this fear to paralyze us. And what Naptural Nicole did today was to show us what it really means, to demonstrate for us what it really, really means to live bold, to live fearlessly, to live a life without regrets. Okay, so number 5 on the 10 lessons we can learn from Naptural Nicole. Number 5 is quitting your job isn't burning your bridge, it's blazing a trail. Quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. And that's exactly what she did today. She blazed that trail, like she has set fire to the path in front of her. And again, you could see that fire in her. You can see you could see it all over her. I was like, if this fool don't pick up the phone, I'm getting ready to get in my car and go find him, because he absolutely needed to do that. So again, quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. And if nothing else, Naptural Nicole Walters, Scopra, has blazed a trail for many of us in terms of what it is to live our life so boldly and so fearlessly that we absolutely blaze a trail in front of us. She is setting the path before us. And it is literally for those of us, her rich friends, that choose to follow her example, to go behind her. There always has to be one. There always has to be a maverick. There always has to be that one that does what some of us that are safe think is the safe thing to do. That, I mean, like, we think that it was crazy what she did. I could tell by their comments. They were like, no, she's never going to work again. She's never going to be able to do that. I was like, no, she's the maverick. And let me tell you something. God puts that kind of courage in those he can trust. He doesn't do that in the weak and the weaklings and the ones that aren't sure and the ones that aren't confident and the ones that don't listen. Yeah, I'm going to talk about burning bridges in just a second, actually. So he gives those kinds of God-sized assignments to the ones that he can trust, to the ones that will obey. And if you watch Naptural Nicole, everything that she has done, I know, has been in response to the leading of God. Game recognized game. I know it. And that is why she could do something like this. We're not all able to do it first. That doesn't mean that we can't learn from her example, but we all can't do it first. She had to do it first. I couldn't have even done it first. She is the example for me. Like, she is the one. She is our maverick, y'all. Like, she is the one blazing the trail for us. She is going to make it easier for us. She is already making it easier for us. Look at all the people that are making extra money on Amazon. She blazed that trail for us. She figured out and worked her way, figured out some of the stuff, figured out a way for us to make it profitable. That is what she's doing. Okay. Number 6 in the 10 lessons we can learn from Naptural Nicole. Y'all gonna be mad at this probably, but rock with it. It's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. It's okay to burn bridges behind you, because then you have no choice but to move forward. Oh, Lord, thank you. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. So again, number 6 is it's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. So I saw a quote earlier today that sometimes you need to burn the bridges behind you, because then you don't have to go back to where you shouldn't have been in the first place, or to a place in the past. And that's exactly Naptural Nicole didn't burn a bridge, but for some of us, we do need to burn some bridges. There's some stuff that we absolutely need to let go of. There's some people that we need to let go of. Whew, I'm listening, Lord. And forget those things that are behind us. That's in scripture. And we press toward the mark. We press forward toward the mark. And that's exactly what she did. She didn't burn a bridge, but it would have been okay if she would have, because my next, is that up here? Well, the next thing is she doesn't intend to cross that bridge again. Hi for everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Again, my name is Adeea Rogers. I'm known online as the Trendy Socialite. Please follow and like. I really appreciate you all going. I'm just sharing the life lessons that I learned from Naptural Nicole, not just today, but as I've watched her journey over the past few weeks and few months. So, again, number 6 is it's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. A lot of us that, especially the people on the scope that were saying, oh, you should do this privately, I really feel like that they were operating from a place of concern. Absolutely, it might not be your job. It could be a person, a thing, a place. It could be so many things that you need to literally burnt up, like set that joker on fire. We don't need no water. Let it burn. Okay. Yes, but I feel like a lot of people that were commenting like to do it privately, and that this maybe is not the time. They were operating from a place first of concern, but then also from a place of, but what if you have to go back? But what if this doesn't work out? One thing that I have sensed about Nicole, and one thing that I know about her, and I'm thinking a lot of people know about her from watching her scopes, is one thing that I don't think that she would ever do is have to go back. Even if it came to a point in her life where she needed a job per se, or to work under someone else's employment, it would never be going back. It would always be going forward for her. So when you do that, it's not a bad thing to burn that bridge or to not want to go back there. That doesn't mean you burn that relationship necessarily. That doesn't mean that, yes, I will do that. Thank you. I know this is the most attendees I've ever had. It doesn't mean that you burn relationships or anything like that. Okay, so my name is Adeea Rogers, known online as the Trendy Socialite. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Trendy Socialite. I'm doing the 10 lessons that we can learn from Naptural Nicole and all that she has done over the past few weeks. Number 1, you can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and in your decision. You can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and in your decision. Number 2, pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. When it's time, it's time. Number 4, when it's time, others will sense it too. When it's time, others will sense it too. Number 5, quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. Quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. Number 6, it's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. All right, so now we're on number 7, and that is minimize the risk by having a plan. Minimize the risk by having a plan. And we've seen Naptural Nicole's plan unfold before our eyes. Every webinar she's done has been a part of her plan to exit her former employer now. Everything that she's done, you can look at that process and see what that is. So you can minimize the risk of your purpose not succeeding or your purpose not being fulfilled by having a plan. What I see happening with a lot of us is that we don't have a plan. And so we're just out here kind of in this, okay, thank you. We're out here sort of doing a lot of things, and they're good things, they're great things. But what we're doing is not really having a plan. So with Naptural Nicole, she has had a plan. Um, and from the Amazon affiliate store to her latest webinar with how to turn followers into buyers. And now next week coming out with the 1K in 1 day. You are able to see and chart and see what her plan is. And so when you're ready to make those moves and to pursue your purpose, that's exactly what you need to do, is to minimize the risk that you have, the risk of things not working, by having a plan. Just quit a job where things were stagnant and I lost my passion for it. Absolutely. A lot of us, our employment, there are places in our lives that are slowly zapping us of our energy. There are places in our lives that are slowly zapping us of our heart and our passion. And we need to figure out what those places are and make the necessary changes in our lives in order to really fulfill our purpose. So again, for those of you that are just joining, I'm talking about the 10 life lessons that I've learned from Naptural Nicole while as she has gone through this process. Number 1 was you can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and your decision. Number 2 is pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. Number 4, when it's time, others will sense it too. Number 5, quitting your job isn't burning your bridge, it's blazing a trail. Number 6, it's okay to burn a bridge behind you, then you have no choice but to move forward. Number 7, minimize the risk by having a plan. Number 8 is very simple, follow your heart. A lot of us, we pay so much attention to our mind and intellect and our heart. I mean, not our heart, but our mind and reason, but we don't really listen to our hearts. We discount that because we think it's emotional. But our heart is what really makes life worth living a lot of times. I mean, yes, we absolutely need to make sure things are logical and we need to make sure that they make sense, but we don't need to discount what it is that makes us burn, what it is that gives us joy, what it is that causes us to bounce up in the morning and both feet on the floor and take off running. We don't need to discount those feelings and those things because that's a lot of time. Absolutely. What about leap and the net shall appear? Absolutely. That's good stuff. So yeah, sometimes you just have to follow your heart. And that's what Naptural Nicole is doing. She's minimized the risk of following her heart because she's had a plan. She has a plan and she's working that plan. Number 9 on the 10 lessons that we can learn from Naptural Nicole, your heart equals your motivation. Absolutely, Jana. Number 9 is, and something that I've said so many times, the only things that are not possible are the things we don't try. The only things that are not possible are the things we don't try. All things are possible if we try it. So what happens with us a lot of times is we just fail to try. We talk ourselves out of so much. And Naptural Nicole not only tried it, she is slaying it and delivering it to us as quickly as she can. And now that she is working totally for herself in serving us and her rich friends, we are going to be able to reap so many benefits. Yes, all things are possible through him, and all things are possible if we try. I mean, he's not even able to work through us or work in our situation because we don't try. You got to try. You got to do it. So we want God to do these supernatural, amazing, abundant things, but then we're not even willing to do our part by trying. He can do it, but we got to do it. We have to try. We have to get out there and try. There's a song on iTunes by Cookie Turner, Cooki, and the song is Try, and I may play it toward the end. It literally says, anything that I want to do is possible as long as I try. I have to try. So the only things that are not possible are the things that we do not try. These are the 10 lessons that I've learned from Naptural Nicole, watching her journey over the past few weeks. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Trendy Socialite. You can also go to my website, adearrogers.com/10at10. That's where you will find the replay by noon tomorrow of this particular scope. If you want to review what I have gone over and get it for yourself, you have to partner with God on your goals. I missed the last of that, but yes, that first part is absolutely true, Jonna. So we're going over the 10 lessons that we can learn, we can all learn from Naptural Nicole. Yes, if you go to adearrogers.com/10at10, you'll be able to catch that replay. The number 10 thing that we can learn from Naptural Nicole is, if you are taking a risk, what you are saying is, I believe in tomorrow and will be a part of it. If you are taking a risk, what you are saying is, I believe in tomorrow and I will be a part of it. And that's exactly, Nicole showed up so tall in her life right now. I mean, she is like a giant. She's saying that I believe in tomorrow and I'm going to be a part of it. And she is going to create her tomorrow. The number 11 thing that I learned from Naptural Nicole is a quote that I found. And I think this is so true. And I hope that you will really, really open your heart and receive what I'm getting ready to tell you. There will come a day when the risk to remain tight in the bud is more painful than the risk it takes to bloom. The day will come when the risk it takes to remain tight in the bud is more painful than the risk it takes to bloom. And one time I looked at Nicole's face and I was just like, oh my God, like, she's about to burst forth. If she doesn't, I mean, that's why at one point I think I may have texted her and I was like, just text this man and quit, because it was more painful for her to stay in that situation, to stay employed, even in those few minutes, than it would have been for her to really blossom and be able to leave and to be able to spread her wings and to fully be able to be who she is. And it's when we really get to that point, when we really understand that particular pain point, where it is more painful to stay where we are in this situation, in our comfort, in our stagnation, sometimes in our stink and filth, than it is to actually bloom. Y'all, I mean, how amazing is that? I want to get to the point where staying where I am is more painful and is more uncomfortable than stepping out on faith and doing something that even I may be scared to do. Another thing that I learned from Naptural Nicole, we're talking about the 10 lessons that I've learned from Naptural Nicole that I wanted to share with you. My name is Adeea Rogers. I'm known online as the Trendy Socialite. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. A lot of us are waiting for a promotion. We're waiting for someone to recognize that we bring value to an organization or to our job. But what Naptural Nicole did today is that I'm not waiting for you to create another opportunity for me. I'm not waiting for you to, determine that it's time for me to take the next step in this organization and to move forward. I'm going to create those opportunities for myself. And when you do that, that's when you can experience exponential wealth. That's when you can experience generational wealth that will not only pay you dividends, but pay your descendants and your descendants' dividends as well. So when you create those opportunities for yourself, you promote yourself. And that's exactly what Nicole said she did today. It was promote herself. And that is what we absolutely should be doing, is promoting ourselves and creating those opportunities for ourselves, even while we are while we are employed by someone else at this point. That does not mean, unless you have kind of a clause where you can't have other employment, which, you know, at that point I would really look at my employer. That would prevent me from really creating the life for myself, because to me that seems like bondage. As long as when I'm at my job I do what I'm supposed to do, then why can't I go out here and create other opportunities for myself? So I would say, don't wait for opportunities, create them. Another thing that I learned from Naptural Nicole is, don't allow anyone else to calculate your own worth. Know your value. And that's exactly what she did in saying to Simon that, look, you know, I'm making you all goo gobs of money. I'm good at what I do, but I know that I could be making goo gobs more for myself, by myself. If I do this, if I work for myself. Don't allow anyone else to calculate your value. A lot of times we determine, you know, our worth in terms of our employment by, you know, the raises that we get, the opportunities that we, you know, get, the committees that we're put on, the promotions that we get. No, that doesn't matter. I mean, in my organization, on the totem pole, so to speak, I'm kind of low down there. But guess what? Folk need stuff from me. They need access to things that I have access to. They need access to my expertise. My worth is so much more than is exhibited in my paycheck and is exhibited in my job title. And I'm about to change all that. And for a lot of you, you need to do the same thing. You need to upgrade yourself, because your worth is not determined or dictated or valued by what someone else's title for you, what someone else labels you as. It's what you say about yourself and what God says about you. Those are the only two values that matter. Those are the only two worths that matter, is what God says about you and what you say about yourself, not what somebody else deems you as worthy. Absolutely. The two more things in the 10 lessons I've learned from Naptural Nicole. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Not one time in her conversation did I hear Naptural Nicole apologize for leaving this job. And I know a lot of us, because I know I would even sort of feel that way, but she taught me so much in that conversation. Don't apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. She was appreciative of the opportunity. She was appreciative of what she learned, but she did not apologize for quitting, for leaving the job, and for doing what is best for her. No, you shouldn't be sad. Absolutely. No. Never apologize for being yourself. Never apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value, because a lot of people don't recognize it. So if you don't stand up for you, if you don't stand up in your own life, who will? Who will? Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. The last lesson of many actually that I learned from Naptural Nicole during just watching her journey over the past few weeks. What if others don't want your value? What if I fail? Okay, y'all know what's getting ready to happen now. Sweetie, I missed your first name, but let me tell you something. You will not fail. And even if you fail, guess what? Failure is just information. Failure is just information for you to use in your future endeavors. It is not meant to be a detour. It is not meant to mean that you're on the wrong path. That may just mean that you need to try another method. Rather than walking, maybe you need to run. Maybe you need to jump over a hurdle. Maybe you need to swing from a tree. It is not final. Failure is not final. It is only final when we allow it to be final. Failure in itself is not final. Every no is one step closer to a yes. You have to really speak positive faith confessions, positive things into your life. Every time you sense or you say to yourself, well, what if I fail? Say to yourself, but what if I succeed? Say to yourself, but what if this blows up? Say to yourself, what if I do this amazingly well? You have to replace every negative thought with something positive immediately. Immediately. Otherwise, it takes root and it festers and it's like cancer and it can spread and you'll never do anything. You will always be paralyzed by the potential of fear. The potential of failure. You haven't even done enough to determine whether or not you're going to fail because you haven't started, because you are just afraid of possibly failing. Okay? You don't want to do that. You will not fail. You will not fail. Makes you stronger when you fail. Just get back up. Absolutely. Again, failure is just information. And it's not final. It's not final, y'all. Failure is not final. A lot of us, if you realize the guy that started Starbucks, he was turned down 28 times from the bank. And I can't imagine if he had given up at time 2 or 12 or 26 or heck, 27. This scope wouldn't be happening. Y'all know how much I love Starbucks. And if Starbucks wasn't around, there would be problems. Like for real problems. He never gave up. Never, ever gave up. So honey, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. You just have to change your language. You just have to change what you say to yourself and about yourself. You have to surround yourself with people that speak life to you, that speak prosperity to you, that speak success to you, like Naptural Nicole. You got to sometimes put on your big girl panties and do the hard work. You can't be out here half-assing it and then wonder why stuff isn't working for you. Okay, so you have to put in the work. You have to believe in yourself. You can never, ever give up. If you don't succeed, you try again. Try again. Try again. All right? Awesome. The last of many lessons that I learned from Naptural Nicole is don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. That's exactly what she did today. The moment wasn't perfect. Simon was out of place, out of pocket. It's a Thursday afternoon. He may have had certain other things to do. So it may not have been the perfect moment. And there never is a perfect moment to strike out on your own, to start anything, to take that huge leap of faith, because we can always have more. We can always need more. We can always need more time, more. You always need more time, maybe more money, more resources, more something. But there's never a right time or a perfect time to do anything. You have to take that moment when you know it's time, and make it perfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. So recap really quick, the lessons that I've learned from Naptural Nicole today. You can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and your decision. Pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. Number 4, when it's time, others will sense it too. Number 5, quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. Quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. Number 6, it's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. It's okay to burn bridges behind you, then you have no choice but to move forward. Number 7, minimize the risk by having a plan. Minimize the risk by having a plan. Number 8, follow your heart. Number 9, the only things that are not possible are the things we do not try. The only things that are not possible are the things that we do not try. And I'll explain. All of them. I was on number 9. Actually, what you can do is go to my website, adearrogers.com/10at10. This replay will be up maybe even tonight. If not tonight, it'll be up by noon tomorrow, because I just have to wait for it to upload to what is it? YouTube. No, I'm not on Catch Me. No, it's fine. I'm doing a recap of the last few so you can catch those. Oh, no problem. Okay, number 9 is the only things that are possible are the things we do not try. The only things that are possible are the things we do not try. Number 10, if you are taking a risk, what you are saying is, I believe in tomorrow and will be part of it. If you're taking a risk, what you are saying is, I believe in tomorrow and will be part of it. Number 11, there will come a day when the risk it took to remain tight in the bud, which really means to remain where you are, is more painful than the risk it takes to bloom. Yeah, I would write these down. Oh my God, thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. I would love to get to 800,000 hearts. Okay, and the day came, oh, I'm sorry, I repeated that one. Okay, number 12, don't wait for opportunities, create them. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Number 13, don't allow anyone else to calculate your own worth. Know your value. Don't let anyone else calculate your own worth. Know your value. Number 14, do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. And number 15, don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. My name is Adeea Rogers. I'm known online as the Trendy Socialite. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Trendy Socialite, Facebook at The Trendy Socialite. You can also follow me on my website, trendysocialite.com and adearrogers.com. This replay will be available for you on my website, adearrogers.com/10at10. That's adearrogers.com/10at10. I would be so super appreciative if someone can do a heart check for me. I'd love to get to 800,000 hearts by the time this scope is over. And if you aren't, hi, how are you? Good to see you. If you are not following me and you would like to be notified when I do these scopes, I would love for you to do that. Oh, I'm a long way from 800, but it's okay. Yes, I will do a recap if you invite people again. Absolutely. And while we're waiting for some people to perhaps come back in, what I will do is also explain what a purpose pusher is and what what I mean by pusher. And Naptural Nicole is really the one that came up with that particular moniker. But even before that, I had already been called a, thank you all, I love y'all. I'd already deemed myself, and other people had determined that I was a purpose pusher. So in Naptural Nicole's Coin Collective, there is a person in that collective called the pusher, and that is the one that it sort of depends on who that person is and the role that you sort of want them to play, but they do push you. They're the ones that when you may not feel your most productive self, that they're the ones that push you to get out of that comfort zone. For me, I'll tell you how I operate as a pusher. I push you straight off the ledge. I push you into the deep. I push you out of the box. I push you out of your comfort zone. I try to stretch you. Every excuse that you come up with, I try to counter it. But you can do this, but what about that? But what about this? Why have you tried that? That is how I operate in my pusher role. So for me, again, the only things that are not possible are the things that we don't try. We can always try it. If that doesn't work, then we punt, we fall back and we try something else. If that doesn't work, then we fall back, evaluate, and we try something else. Like, that's how I function in my role as a pusher. And so for me, being the purpose pusher, it is my goal to have at least to help at least 1,000 people discover, develop, and deploy their purpose. There is at least one thing that we are on this earth for, and it's my goal to help you find that thing and to discover it, to develop, and to deploy it. If you are interested in having a conversation with me about how I can help you discover your purpose, how I can help you be your pusher, be a pusher for you, we can set up a discovery call. I'm only going to do this for free for a very, very limited time because I'm getting clients in and my time is becoming more and more limited. So if you are interested in doing this, what I need for you to do is to go to bit.ly/BBS discovery. bit.ly/ I know it's only 20 minutes. BBS discovery, BBS discovery. And you can set up, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So after tonight, y'all, if you don't schedule it by tonight, by the time I get off the scope, by in the morning, it's not going to be free anymore. Naptural Nicole has spoken. My example has spoken. So yeah, if you want it, you better hop on it. bit.ly/BBS discovery. Last time, y'all, you better do it. I'm on the East Coast, so all of my times are Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't schedule it tonight, there will be no more free discovery calls. My coach, my example has spoken. And see, I obey. I know how to obey those in authority over me. What? I know how to follow the leading of the example. First of all, Ayana, you on the East Coast, so be quiet. All right. If for some reason you're having trouble, then I'm sorry. So what you can do, email me right now. And hold on, let me see if I can find another link for you to use. You can email me, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com if it's not working for you. And when I get off, I will. That should work. Let me look again. Okay, you can try this link, bit.ly/trendscope. bit.ly/trendscope, TRENDSCOPE. After tonight, done. Anything that's not scheduled by the time I go to bed, no more free, it'll be $50. All right, here we go. So again, let me recap for those of you that are coming in. My name is Adeea Rogers. I'm known online as the Trendy Socialite. I am the purpose pusher. I push you toward your purpose. My life's mission is to help 1,000 people discover, develop, and deploy their purpose. Tonight we talked about on the 10 at 10. I do a 10 at 10 every night, well, Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight's lesson was about the 10 lessons that we have learned from Naptural Nicole. Number 1, you can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in your decision. Number 2, pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Pursuing your purpose creates urgency. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. Number 4, when it's time, others will sense it as well. When it's time, others will sense it as well. Number 5, quitting your job isn't burning. Which one? Explain which one more. Quitting your job isn't burning your bridge, it's blazing a trail. Quitting your job, all of them? Okay. All right, so number 1, you can be gracious and still have the utmost confidence in yourself and in your decision. So on her call today, Naptural Nicole was absolutely gracious in everything that she said. She was professional, polite, all of those things that we would want for people to be, but she was confident in who she was and in her decision. She did not hunker down. I mean, she hunkered down. She did not cower. She did not apologize for for making the decision that she made. She stood very, very tall and upright in her truth. I know, I'm ignoring her. Number 2, pursuing your purpose creates urgency. When she could not get up with her supervisor at that point, like you could just see the urgency in her. I got it from a store in Atlanta. So pursuing your purpose, it creates urgency. Pursuing your purpose creates urgency. When you know that your purpose to do something, when something is laid on your heart to do, when you have a goal, a dream, a desire, it starts to create this urgency. Like you can't do anything else. You can't think with anything else. Thank you. Number 3, when it's time, it's time. That was another thing that you could sense from Nicole, is that it was time. And even if you watched her scopes throughout the week this week, like every day, it was getting closer and closer. It truly was her time. And she knew that it was her time. And that's what also added to that sense of urgency with her needing to talk to her supervisor today at that time to do what she needed to do. Number 4, when it's time, others will sense it too. When it's time, others will sense it too. As she was recounting the conversation, he said to her, well, if this is your purpose, if this is your passion, why are you here? Why are you still doing this? This is what you need to pursue your when you need to pursue your purpose and your passion. So when it's time, others will also recognize that. When you are walking in your purpose, others will recognize it. Like literally, as it says in The Alchemist, the universe conspires to make what it is that you want come true and to make those things happen. Number 5, quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. Quitting, just email me, thetrendysocialite@gmail.com, okay? Quitting your job isn't burning a bridge, it's blazing a trail. And so for that one, a lot of times we think that when we quit, that is somehow burning a bridge. Like that's somehow, oh, what if I have to go back? No, what Nicole did today was blaze the trail before her, and not only blaze her own trail, but she's blazing a trail that we can walk in our own truth and in our own way as we feel led and when it's time. Number 6, it's okay to burn bridges behind you. Then you have no choice but to move forward. Scripture says that I'm forgetting those things that are behind me and I'm pressing toward the mark. I'm moving forward. And that is what we need to do. A lot of times we keep those things behind us. We kind of keep them almost in our peripheral vision or in our rear view, if you will, so that if things get too scary, if something happens and we get a little unsteady, or heaven forbid, we get knocked down one time, then we can go back to those things that are comfortable. But if you sever that tie, so to speak, so that you have no choice but to continue to move forward, even if you have to cross a similar bridge in the future, you won't be going backwards. You always need to be moving forward. Number 7, minimize your risk by having a plan. Minimize your risk by having a plan. And that's exactly what she did. If you've watched her, especially since she's been on Periscope, you have seen how the plan has able to literally propel her forward. I think maybe even a little bit faster than she thought, because she's been able to quit, I think maybe a little bit sooner than she initially maybe planned or thought or had, at least in her mind. But when you are walking in your purpose and when God is in the midst, so our plans are not his plans. His ways are so much higher than our ways, and his thoughts so much higher than our thoughts. Thank you so much. Hey, Christine. Number 8 is follow your heart. You have to follow your heart. A lot of times we stay up here. We stay with things that make sense and what's reasonable and what makes sense on paper. But faith isn't always going to make sense on paper. Our dreams aren't always going to make sense on paper. So that's when you have to really know what's in your heart. You have to know yourself. You have to know what feels right to you. And this felt right to Nicole. And at this moment, it felt right to Nicole. So sometimes you do have to follow your heart. That's how you live a life with no regrets whatsoever. And that's the kind of life that I want to live. Because when I'm on my deathbed, when my loved ones are gathered around me, I don't want to say to my loved ones, especially to those that may be younger than me, I don't know what's wrong with that link. I'm sorry, y'all. But yes, if you email me, I will email you back with the link that you can use, okay? What was I saying? Follow your heart. I don't even remember. My biggest fear was to say I didn't try. Absolutely. So that's my thing. When my loved ones are gathered around me on, as I may be exiting this earth, I don't want to say, don't do like I did, or follow your dreams. Don't be like me. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't be like me. I want to say, wow, what a ride. I want to be able to say I left it all here. I want for my loved ones to be able to say there was nothing else for her to do. She did it all while she was here. Number 9, the only things that are not possible are the things we do not try. The only things that are not possible are the things we do not try. Let me go back for 1 second, because I also want to tell those of you that are parents on your line, on the scope, the greatest lesson that you can give your children is to invest in yourself and to take those opportunities and those risks and to step out on faith. We cannot expect we can't tell our children, go out and live your dreams and conquer the world and do all of these amazing things when we don't do it ourselves, okay? So children learn what they live. And when they see your example, then they're much more confident to do it themselves. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, if you don't want to take the risk for yourself, then take it for your children. Take it for the legacy that you can leave them. Number 9 is the only things that are not possible are the things that we do not try. The only things that are not possible are the things that we do not try. I find that a lot of us, we don't try things. We talk ourselves out of so much. We talk ourselves out of so much. And if we would just try, we would never know. What if try equals success? What if I try this thing and it blows up? I mean, I'm sure that's what Nicole thought maybe the first time, or the first few items that she put in her Amazon store. Um, she was like, well, I can try this. What's the worst that can happen? And you see what is the worst that can happen. She earns, like maybe $300 or $400 a month. That's the worst. The best is she earns thousands of dollars a month. So you see how when you just try, things happen. And even if you try something, even if you set up this Amazon store and you earn $50 a month, that's $50 more than you had last month. And some money, as Nicole can say, some money equals, for me, more money. More money than I had. Absolutely. It is free to try. Some money. Absolutely. That's some money. Number 10, if you are taking a risk, what you're saying is, I believe in tomorrow and will be a part of it. When you take a risk, what you're saying is, I believe in tomorrow and will be a part of it. Absolutely. I never sneeze at some money. You can give me your some money. If $50 doesn't work for you, you can always give it to me, because that's a manicure and a pedicure. So I'm good. $50 works. Number 11, in the lessons that I learned from Naptural Nicole, there will come a day when the risk it takes to remain tight in the bud, meaning where you are, meaning that place of comfort, your comfort zone, stagnation, and for some of us, stinkiness, will be more painful than the risk it takes to bloom. There will come a day when the risk it takes to remain tight in the bud, meaning remain where you are, will be more painful than the risk it takes to bloom. Yes, email me, thetrendysocialite@gmail.com. If I don't have the email by midnight, it's not going to count. So you have to email me soon, now. Okay, so I have to have the email by midnight. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. A lot of us on our job, we're waiting for that promotion. We're waiting for someone to give us a raise. We're waiting for this. We're waiting for that. Don't wait. Absolutely, Christine. Get out of your comfort zone and bloom. Please. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. So we have to do that. Stop waiting for people to affirm who you are, affirm your worth and value. Create your opportunities that demonstrate and show your value, that show your worth and show what you have to offer people. Number 13, don't allow anyone else to calculate your own worth. Know your value. Don't allow anyone else to calculate your own worth. Know your value. You can't allow people to determine what it is that you're worth through your paycheck. TheTrendySocialite@gmail.com. If you watch the comments, it keeps scrolling. Absolutely. Don't allow anyone else to calculate your own worth. Know your value. Number 14, do not apologize. Yes, ma'am. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Make no apologies for doing what's best for you. Make no apologies for creating your opportunities and for blazing your trail and for sometimes burning a bridge that's behind you or for taking risks. Do not apologize for doing what's best for you and for recognizing your own value. Lastly, don't wait. Oh, can't. Yeah. Sometimes it gets on my nerves. All right. So the last lesson from Naptural Nicole. My name is Adeea Rogers, known online as the Trendy Socialite. You can follow. I know. You can follow me online, Trendy Socialite on Instagram and Twitter, trendysocialite.com, adeearrogers.com, ADEEARROGERS. If you are interested in a 20-minute discovery call with me, I'm taking emails for the next 30 minutes, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. My link isn't working for some reason, so you can email me, but I have to have the email by midnight, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com, so we can schedule this discovery call for you. The last lesson that I learned from Naptural Nicole, what is it that I do? My current full-time employment is I'm a social media manager for the largest programming department at a major university in North Carolina. What I do on the side is I'm the purpose pusher. I push people toward their purpose. My life's goal is to help 1,000 people discover, develop, and deploy their purpose. I created events in the natural hair community, and I've coached and consulted bloggers, vloggers, authors, product makers, service providers in the natural hair, beauty, fashion, and wellness communities. I'm known as the purpose pusher. So that is what I do. That is who I am. That is what I be. The last lesson that I learned from Naptural Nicole is don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. Have I helped someone with a nonprofit organization? I have, primarily faith-based organizations, but yes, I have done that. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. There will never be a right time. There is no cap, but I mean it's a minimal of at least 1,000 people. But that's my goal right now. Once I reach that goal, then it's going to be more than that. But I know that's the number that God has put in my heart right now. So you can email me, thetrendsocialite, awesome, @gmail.com. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have 29 minutes to do that. Yep, not the cap, just the goal. Absolutely. It will absolutely be more. Thank you all for agreeing with me. I appreciate that. I love my tribe because they see even things in me that I don't even sometimes recognize in myself. They see big picture, and that's the kind of people that you need around you. That's why Nicole was able to do what she did today, because she had people around her literally in that moment. She didn't have Hubin right there with her doing that. Like, we were her family in that moment. We were her support. We were the ones pushing her and undergirding her and helping her and holding her arms up as she took this gigantic step in her life. And you need those kind of people around you. Like, that's why I love y'all. That's why I love getting on Periscope. That's why, if that's true, you did have 1,000 friends in the room with you. That's why I love getting up here, because you all lift me higher. You push me forward. You push me higher. You cause me to dig deep. And I absolutely love you for that. So where is my Periscope profile? It should be on my page. Okay. So those are the 10 lessons that I've learned from Naptural Nicole. Again, my name is Adeea Rogers, known online as the Trendy Socialite. I am the purpose pusher. And if you want to set up a discovery call so we can talk about how we can work together to discover, develop, and deploy your purpose, I absolutely would love to do that. You can send me an email right now before midnight to thetrendsocialite@gmail.com, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. I'm almost to 800,000 hearts. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them right now. Stay on for a few minutes and answer any questions. And yes, you have 27 minutes to get in on this free discovery call, because after tonight, my boss, my coach has spoken. I can't do it. Not going to be able to do it. Awesome. I'm glad that we could do that. No more free. Good. Let me see. I'm going to look at my email right quick. The email should work. thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. You are not entering it correctly. So thetrendsocialite, THE, Trendy Socialite Lite, not Light, Lite @gmail.com. I know that email works. So I have right now, oh, I have a lot of, look at y'all, look at y'all. Y'all better get it. Y'all better get it. Hey, Rachel. TheTrendySocialite @gmail.com. Yes, it absolutely works. So if it's not working for you, you may need to exit out of this, restart your phone, go to a computer, go to the library or something. So I have emails from a whole bunch of people. I was going to do that. Yeah, you got to be hungry. And that's the only kind of people I work with. So if you are interested in working with me, unfortunately, I'm only taking a limited number of clients right now because I do have full-time employment. But what is happening is that you all are really standing up tall for yourself. I have so many emails right now. It is crazy. Carmen, Antonio, Desiree, Crystal, Candida, Felicia, Marsha, Anita, Dee. I have so many emails. I'm so excited for you all to be standing up in your life. I can help you do that. I can absolutely push you to the point where you are walking in your purpose, where you're on that path to do that. So where I feel like Naptural, Nicole, and I kind of work in concert together in different avenues and lanes, but parallel, is that when you go to Naptural, Nicole, when you start making the coin and learning how to monetize thyself, you have to know what your purpose is. You have to go to her knowing, at least having some cursory idea of how you want to monetize yourself. And so she doesn't have time to help you discover your purpose to do that. Absolutely. She can't help you get the coin without you knowing your purpose. So I'm your first stop on that path. I'm your first stop because I can help you figure out those things. And then Naptural Nicole can absolutely, she will help you monetize it to death, till you are making money without even trying. And but I don't have a lot of slots. So so I need people that are going to work. I need people that are willing to put in the work. Every conversation has homework. And I'm not talking about homework, no substitute teacher kind of worksheets. This is homework that you really have to think about and dig deep about, because I'm like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Let's try all of these things, okay? How long have you and Nicole known each other? I'm not even sure. A few months. But when things are divine, the connection is pretty instant. So I have to say, most of my, especially my purpose-filled friends and my squad, and things like that, the connection was pretty instant. It was just like, it's just like that. Me and Jonna connected immediately. Me and Christine connected immediately. And I find, yes, I did. I do sound a little bit like a taskmaster, but it's really more just about pushing you to do these things, and because I push through actionable steps. Like, I'm not the one out here in it takes Nicole doing her Iyanla Van Sant impression. I'm not the one that kind of just says, oh, you're great, you're wonderful, you can do it. I do say all of those things, but I also am like, and this is how you can do it. So let me know. I've been on other people's scopes. I was like, people say that they want a blog. I said, well, send me the link to your blog post by Saturday. That's how I roll. How did Nicole and I meet? Yes, John is another great example. John and I are great friends, and I just see so much in Jonna. I do. I see a lot in her, and she has a tremendous wealth of knowledge that she really needs to share. Yeah, we met in the blog world. This world is really small, and so That's how we met. The same thing for John and I. That's how we met. I'm not gonna start crying. I ain't. Yeah, we did. I have a business, but some other great ideas I think I can monetize from. Yep, we can talk about that. And see, another thing that I'm good at is finding common threads, right? So if there is a common thread among things that may seem like they are not connected, I will find that common thread. I will find an umbrella to put it under that makes sense. So that is something I'm absolutely good at. I did that. I had two discovery calls today, and secured one of my clients. So I have one list slot open as a result, and I was just telling them how to put these things together, and the fact that I can absolutely help bring some structure to things in terms of putting them together. And then you take that and you run with it over to Naptural Nicole. And yes, I will explain a pusher. You take that over to Naptural Nicole. She can help you monetize it, and you're going to be making money like that. I promise you will. But you have to know what your purpose is. You have to know some things. You have to have some framework around that before you can start monetizing it. How do you connect with me? You can send me an email right now for the next 19 minutes. Thank you all. Check the comments. TheTrendySocialite@gmail.com. So what a pusher is, how I operate in what I call the anointing of the pusher, the giftedness of a pusher is I literally help you discover, develop, and deploy what your purpose is. There's at least one thing on this planet that we are designed to do. There's at least one thing that only we can do. Even if someone else does something similar, there's only one thing that we can do that we do in a certain way. And we all absolutely have to operate in that vein. That is where we find contentment and fulfillment and satisfaction and joy and peace, all of those things, by walking in and operating in our purpose. And so what I do is I literally push you out there through conversations, through hard work, through making you dig deep and really figuring out what it is. One of the main questions I ask is, no holds barred, what is it that you want to do? And so, no financial limitations, no money limitation, no time limitations, no educational limitations. Oh, I really appreciate that. What is it that you want to do? Because I'm pretty sure we can find a path to get you there. Pretty sure about that. So, that is what I do. I push people towards that through actionable steps. I give you processes and a blueprint, and I give you things and structures that make sense. Help you create an infrastructure that makes sense, where your passions, even though they may not seem like they go together necessarily, there is a common thread among things that we like and are passionate about. And so I try to help you find that common thread, create that umbrella, so that you can then go to Naptural Nicole and monetize it to the hilt. All right. So yeah, you have to take notes, because I give homework. Yes, if you want to work with me, please email me, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. I'm excited too. That's awesome. So remember, I know I love Naptural Nicole. I want to get my coin just like her, but you have to have purpose before you even start getting coin. You can, and we can do, it can be done simultaneously as you are figuring out how to make coin, as you are setting up your Amazon store. We can figure out some other ways for you to do that. Yes, I give homework. You absolutely have homework. I do that. I look at websites. I look at, existing structures. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. So excited. Purpose first, then coins. Because when you know what your purpose is, the coins are endless, and you're going to have so many different ways of making those coins, because you're going to be able to see all of the different ways that you can do that. And we'll talk a little bit about that on our discovery call, but then we actually get into the nuts and bolts of it. No, you don't need to include anything, because I'm going to email you back with the link, and you will be good from there. Don't forget to go over to Naptural Nicole's site, monetizethyself.com. I do feel like you need to go ahead and get all of her webinars. The 1K in 1 day is released next week. It would be great if you are on the path to discovering, deploying, and developing your purpose by then, so that when that webinar comes out, it's going to make a little bit more sense to you, because you'll have some ideas of what you are designed to do. It's going to be unique to you, because what you don't want to do, and where you feel inauthentic and fake, is when you do something that someone else does. What I do is find that thing that you are meant to do, that only you are meant to do. It can be like someone else, but it is definitely designed for Rita to do, for Sally to do, for Joe to do. It is based on, thank you, it is based on what your talents, your skills, your heart, your passion, your desire. Yes, you do make the money back so fast. Absolutely. And again, knowledge is something that no one can take away from you. And her webinars are so flipping reasonably priced that, I mean, I justify it by saying, like, it's 2 cups of coffee. I spend more on, 2 cups of Starbucks than I would on her webinar. Come on now. And what if this webinar allows me to buy Starbucks for the rest of my life? What if monetizing myself means that I never have to pay for Starbucks again? Right, exactly. Yes, her webinars are so reasonably priced. Yeah, how can you find out about this Amazon store strategy? You go to monetizethyself.com, and she has an entire webinar that takes you through everything on how to set up your Amazon store affiliate. You can, all of the things that you normally buy on Amazon that a lot of us take for granted, absolutely can do that on through an Amazon store. And again, even if you make $50 a month, heck, even if you make $25 a month, you can get your nails done. You can, do something. Take yourself to the movies. Like, there are things that you can do when you make extra money that you didn't have to do, that you didn't have to invest any money in. The only investment that you have in an Amazon store is your time in terms of setting it up. And then you just go out normally and promote it on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, and in your newsletters if you have that. The store is free to maintain. Yes, absolutely. We have 13 minutes. So if you're interested in having a discovery call with me, this is the last night of a free discovery call, because my coach, the example, has spoken. So if I don't, you have to have this email in by midnight, which is in 13 minutes my time. I'm on the East Coast. So you have 13 minutes to send me an email. thetrendsocialite@gmail.com, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. Periscope has been a blessing for me. It has been a blessing for a lot of us. I'm actually so unbelievably grateful for this platform. If I were to meet the founders, I would probably kiss them on the mouth. That's how much Periscope has been a blessing for me. Yeah, I mean, it has really expanded my community. I've met amazing people virtually that I would have never met before, even with Instagram and Twitter and things like that. So I mean, I'm so grateful to be exposed to you all, and I've been exposed to some amazing content. I'm sorry. But Johnny, we girls, we talk. We need to talk anyway. We need to set up a Google chat. So thank you all so much. We have 11 minutes. I'm saying, like, that's what you have to do. Again, y'all, it is worth it. You are worth it. That's why I said you can't let anyone else put a value on you. And investing in yourself, investing in coaching, investing in webinars, investing in your development is the best investment you can ever make. That's why I'm always like, oh, when people don't want to pay to go to conferences or don't want to pay for a workshop or a webinar, I'm like, first of all, do you know all of this stuff is transferable? I use the stuff that I learned on Periscope in my job. I use the stuff at church. I use the stuff with my sorority. It is all transferable. It is knowledge that I don't have to compartmentalize. I can't say, oh, well, I learned that on Periscope. I can't possibly use that at work. Or, no, I learned this at work. It can't possibly apply to my, to the rest of my life. So yes. Yeah, email me. You have 10 minutes, thetrendsocialite@gmail.com. Invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself because, again, for those of you, especially for those of you that are wanting to make extra money and start your own business and create your own brand, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, how in the world do you expect for somebody else to invest in you? I'm worth it. I definitely am worth it. And so, as my coins stretch and allow, I make sacrifices because I'm worth it. My development is worth it. My ability, the investment I make now pays dividends so far into the future. And if I invest in myself now and I'm able to, because y'all, for those of you that may be new to my scope, Q1 of 2016, I'm about to do the same thing Naptural Nicole is. Q1, first quarter, 2016. I will have been with the state for 10 years in January. So at the end of January, it'll be very, very soon after that I do that, because I don't have the time now to help you push you towards your purpose. All right, I got you. I'm sure it's in there. I want to make it to my 10 years. Okay. I'm open to whatever, whatever opportunities present itself. Yes, I do, because there's so much, y'all. If I were to show you my notes, if I were to show you like things that I write down in Evernote, the ideas that I have, the events that I want to do, I don't have the time or the energy to do that right now because of my current full-time investor. And yes, I am looking forward to my promotion. I absolutely am looking forward to my promotion. So yeah, I have to be about that life because I got to push y'all towards your purpose. I have to. Like, that's a non-negotiable. Like I was talking about, you're pursuing your purpose's urgency. Like, this is how I feel right now. Like, I literally am like this. I have to help y'all push you all towards your purpose, because honestly, this is how I feel. If we're not operating in our purpose, that is true. Just because I set the date doesn't mean it can't change. Absolutely. I totally agree. But I feel like with the climate in our country and the way things are, that our very survival as women especially, but men too, but our very survival depends on the fact that we are moving toward our purpose. We have to do this. And so it is my goal, if I have to drag you, push you, kicking and screaming, I'm going to try to do everything in my power to cause you to want to pursue your purpose, because it's a matter of life and death. It's a matter of you doing what is important to you. It's a matter of you finding the thing that makes your heart sing, makes your heart beat, makes you want to get up in the morning. A lot of us are not depressed because of certain things. We're depressed because we're not pursuing our purpose. We're not living our purpose. That's why we're depressed. I know, because I was that person. I was so unbelievably depressed when I was not pursuing my purpose. I was mean. I was ornery. I was cranky. I was not a nice person to be around because I wasn't fulfilled, because I wasn't pursuing my purpose. And I see it in people's faces. I hear it in their voices. I see it in the comments that they leave here on my scopes. You're not pursuing your purpose and you're not fulfilled. And that is my goal for you, is to help you find your purpose, to develop it, and to deploy it. And then Naptural Nicole can help you monetize that. Thank you all so much for all of the hearts and the love. We have 6 minutes and then I'm getting off because I think I have to make a phone call. I hope I'm not. May you ask my age if it is not too personal. It absolutely is not too personal. I am 39 years old. I will be 40 in December. Yay! Do you believe one person's purpose can change? Actually, I kind of don't. I think your passions can change. So I did a scope the other day and I didn't record it. Unfortunately, it was one of those things you had to be on it. So I talked about the difference between passion and purpose. And I really do feel like your passions can change, but not necessarily your purpose. Your purpose will remain the same, in my opinion. My purpose has not changed. Some of my passions have changed a little bit, but not my purpose. My purpose remains the same, and that is to empower and teach people to live a life of purpose, passion, and power. That has never changed. Some of my passions a little bit may have changed, but definitely not my purpose. So it may be that some of your passions may be changing, but your purpose may still be the same. Okay? That was a good scope, wasn't it? I didn't want to. I wanted people to get it in the moment. Yes, your purpose can be the common thread that runs through your passions. Absolutely, Jonna. Yes, your boss has crazy work hours. I know. Purpose stays the same, passions change, but we'll connect to the purpose. True story. 4 minutes, y'all. So let's see how many more emails I got. Good. All right, y'all mean business. So now you all do know that this call, while free tonight, doesn't mean that you're not going to do some work. Don't forget, after 500 hearts, you have to jump off and jump back in. True story. Thank you. So yes, you all have to be hungry. I only work with hungry people. I only work with people that want to put in the work to do that. My squad knows. My squad knows. They do know. And that's why they're my squad, because they do the work. Like, they take the suggestions. We have amazing conversations. We push each other. Starving, that's what I need to hear, because I'm starving too. Absolutely starving. Ready to work. I'm ready to work with you. I rock as hard as you rock. I work as hard as you work. Yes, Naptural Nicole, absolutely. She's doing the work. And yes, now she works for me, and that's where I'm trying to get. That's where I want, if that is your goal, that's where I want you to get. Yes, absolutely. You can catch the replay of this one as soon as I upload it. It'll, as soon as I embed it to my site, it'll be up no later than noon tomorrow. It will be at adearrogers.com. I'm going to email y'all back. I promise you. adearrogers.com/10at10. Yay! Awesome. Yes, the squad equals collards and macaroni and cheese. Inside joke from another scope, but yes, yeah. Absolutely. All right, we got 2 minutes, y'all. Then I'm getting ready to go because I have to call my boss lady. My pusher, my example, my taskmaster, she's all of those rolled up into one, because if you've ever been on the scope with Naptural Nicole, she like makes you, she makes you do it. She makes you do all of the work. Absolutely, you can ask me a question. So make sure you follow me so that you can know when I'm scoping again. I don't know. This is my last night of the week for 10 at 10. I resume on Monday, but then I just do random scopes. Sometimes I come on Sunday evening and do a random scope. Right, exactly. Did I miss your question? I'm a rapper now. Absolutely. With the 5 coin collectors, can they be the same person or do they have to be different? I think that they have to be different. I also think that Naptural Nicole would say that they have to be different. Yes. Better make sure you have a notebook. Yes. Yeah. No, no, Ayana, you cannot ask me a question. All right, y'all. One more minute. Yes, that's how Ayana is. You have to love Ayana. Yes, they need to be the best at what they do. They need to be experts in that and have some social proof or have some proof of their expertise. So that's why they usually have to be different people. Good night. Yes, I did. I got your email. I do see that. Where can I find out about the Coin Collective? That is on Naptural Nicole's side and site. Do you have that as a scope somewhere, or somewhere people can watch a replay of that? Night. You do have to trust them to do their job to operate in that role. Ma'am, what? Huh? Okay, you can catch a replay of that conversation on Naptural Nicole's page. Yay! Thank you all so much for all of the love and the hearts. Y'all have done my heart so good tonight. I appreciate it. Let's see. Your email. Yes, rich friends take notes. And based on Naptural Nicole's advice as well, probably by the time you have your discovery call with me, you need to have a journal. You need to have your journal that is going to be your purpose journal. So that's where we're going to talk about and discover, develop, deploy your purpose. That's where you're going to be able to also start taking notes about all of the things, absolutely, all of the ways that you're going to be able to monetize your purpose by working with Naptural Nicole. So yeah, you need this separate journal that she talks about all the time. Purpose and coin driven. Yay! Do the work. Kissational. Let's see. Wow, y'all have killed me tonight with the hearts. I love it. Yes, I do have one from Kissational. Let me see. Shampoo Mate. You know, I collect journals actually. I see Shampoo Mate as well. All right, y'all, it's after midnight. How many emails do I have? Let's see. There's so many. I'm like scrolling. I feel like it's probably at least 75 or so. Yes, you are. Let's see. Monk. Oops. Well. All right, so if you want to check to see if I have your email, you can do that. That's fine. I'm only going to be up here for 2 minutes until 12:05. Let's see. Give me some part of your email address. Yes, I have yours, Millie Miracle, Destiny. Y'all going too fast. Yes, I have Destiny Exotic, Cindy Frazier. I might have some in my spam, but yeah, I'm finding them. I'm doing free discovery calls, Gwen. And so they had to email me by midnight. And so they are, I know, I'm 2 minutes. Yes, I saw yours. All right, y'all. Since I lost, I got to go. I'm done. I have to go, y'all. All right. I got to go. She's taking me off scope. I'm on punishment. This is not good. Pray for me because I think I'm about to get my life handed to me. But I'm so excited. See, this is what it takes. It takes someone pouring into you. It takes someone saying, quit it, stop. And that's what I do as your purpose pusher. So hopefully your email is here and we can get crack-a-lacking. Gotta go. Bye. Goodbye. All right. Bye-bye. Goodbye.